All right, so we're going to go through, let's see what we're going to do in this session. We're going to show how to deliver a pickup. So when a customer comes to the store to pick merchandise up or at the warehouse, when they show up to pick up, let's say, a will call or a take. Um, Definitions in Infinity for a will call is usually something that they're not taking at the time of the sale. A take is something that they're purchasing and taking at that same time. Okay, so let's go first and find out where we do that will call. And really, it's giving out the merchandise is one thing. It's letting the system know that it's been taken is really where we're going to show you what to do here. So here's the main screen that you've seen now several times already. And so where we do this is from the invoice copy screen. And speed search, and there it is. It's sales invoice information. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is look up the invoice, and so that is going to be 9. So this has all the information on the sale. Here's a copy of the invoice, the customer's information. You can see that this was scheduled for a will call on Saturday, 12/12/2020. Here shows on the line items, it shows what the customer purchased. This is, I believe, this is a washing machine, this first item. The second one is a kit. So the first item here is the kit SKU, but here are the 2 elements below, right? It's these 2. Always on this screen, if the merchandise has been taken, you're going to see kind of the availability information here. And this is telling us on the 3 pieces that are available to take or to give out, there's 1 available in location 88 in on each of these 3. And so that's where we're at. We're in location 88, which is this company's warehouse. So to give out the merchandise, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go over here on the will call deliveries, right? Click that button, and it's going to bring this screen up. Enter your password. And it already knows what invoice we were on. So it's out there looking and bringing up the information on that invoice. So as you can see, it's right here, the sale quantity on these items. The ones when you're giving out merchandise, it's going to look over here. It's going to show you just the items that can be taken or given out. So you see, it didn't put it's assuming they're taking everything right now. So it put here's the sale quantity of the items, and here's the delivery quantity of the items. So it's saying it's going to give out one of the washing machines, the love seat, and the sofa, and it left the kit SKU blank because if you don't give things out in a kit, you give them out by the elements. It's possible they may only be taking the love seat, or they may only be taking the sofa today because they have a pickup truck and both don't fit, and they can only pick one at a time, so they're going to come back for the other. So you can see that those 3 are automatically filled out. If you do not want to give one of those items away, you just zero out that item, and we would only be giving them the first 2 items. I'm going to say we're going to give them all out, so I'm putting it back there. Right now, if you want to take a look at any of these items, you can click here in the blue button next to the SKU, and it'll show you the inventory on those items. Here's the location we are at, 88. So I'm going to highlight location 88. It says we have 45 of these. 37 are okay to give out, right? And here's where they're at. Below it shows we have 43 of them in bin 80/80/80. 1 in 90/50/50 is a receiving bin, and 1 in 99/87/87 in the service department. So we have plenty to give out. If it didn't, it wouldn't have filled this in over here. Um, so to begin this process, we're going to click print, and I'm going to show you a preview of what it's going to print out, and it's the customer will call pickup order, right? And so what this shows you is the information, it's the notes on this item here, the customer's name and information, and down here you have what the system is telling you the bins that these are going to be picked from. You can see all of them are going to be picked from the same bin, 80, 80, 80, and from the location 88, which is the warehouse, like we said before. There's a SKU. It's showing that E means that these are elements, and where are we here? Okay, so and it's showing to pick one of these, each of these 3 SKUs. Now this is going to print out, so you can see here it's going to show quantity picked. So when somebody goes out there to pick something, they can put it in here, they can fill it out that they got one, or maybe they went there and there were none there, so they would put a 0 in here. So who's ever going to be finalizing this pick sheet can make any adjustment necessary, right? Here there's a place to put some comments. If they didn't find one, they could write in here, there were none in the bin, couldn't find any, whatever it is. But this is something that will be, if it's saved, it could be a permanent record. We suggest that once these are done, that you scan this form into the customer's account, so you always have a record of the pickup. It has a place here for the picker to sign, or if you have somebody that checks merchandise to going out to sign, and a place for the customer to sign that they've received the merchandise in good condition. Okay, so let's say we had printed that. We're not going to print it, but then they brought it back. So you see, once I get out and hit that print, you see how it's changed these 3 ones to a smaller one there. That just means that the system has not finalized the pick sheet, but started the pick sheet process, and it will deduct those 3 if it gets completed. So let's come back here. If we're going to complete this will call, we would click this complete button. We can also delete the will call by clicking on this button here, and it would reset that will call so the customer can come back at a later time. Maybe they came and, who knows, for whatever reason started the process and didn't want to take it. You're right there. You can also reprint that the pick sheet that we showed you earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and complete the will call. It'll take a second if it's making the adjustments to the system. Delivery scheduled has been completed. We click OK. And we're done there. So let's go back in and take a look at that here. 90. Let's see. Let's enter that same invoice number. And now you can see that here are the sale quantities, and now it says that these have been previously delivered already instead of filling in the delivery quantity over here. So that shows you that this is now done. Let's go back now. Here we go. Now we're back on the invoice copy inquiry. And as you can see, remember before we showed the sales, which we still show here, these top 4 lines, but now you can see that on this invoice copy, it also shows that each piece has been delivered and the date that it has been delivered on. So that's this is always a live document that you can go in and take a look. I mean, if we would have only delivered the first two items, you would only show these we'll call delivery lines for those SKUs that were given out, and you would know that the third one has not been given out yet, at least not, the system was not told. So important to remember, always let the system know what you're doing. Don't just give something out, and don't make an entry because the system will allow somebody else to give that item out again. That's how we do a delivery of will call or take merchandise.